What's up, guys? If you are looking for an easy, beginner-friendly back workout, then you are in the right place. Today, we're gonna walk through a simple 18-minute routine that'll strengthen your back, improve your posture, and make everyday movements feel easier. A lot of people tend to overlook back training, especially when they're getting started, because it's a muscle group that you can't see. It's on your back side. So it's not as appealing as like your arms, your abs, or your legs to train. It's also because you can't see it, hard to get that mind-muscle connection and really feel what it's like to contract the back muscles. And it's a rather large muscle group. There's a lot of muscles in your back that are doing work, and that is why it matters to train it. It's responsible for a lot of functional strength, whether you're standing, walking, running, lifting things up, everyday activities, playing with your kids. Your back is going to be involved. And that's why a lot of people have problems with their back, because it's undertrained and underworked. So today, I wanna take you through this routine. It's very simple. It's only 4 exercises, and it's designed for beginners to get you started and understand what it's like to train your back and help to start building that strength, building the muscle, building the mind-muscle connection, and getting you rolling. First things first, we're gonna do a little bit of a warm-up. It's always good to do some stretching or some dynamic warm-up exercises to get your muscles loose, get some blood in them, get the joints moving. We're gonna start with some banded pull-aparts. So grab yourself a light band. This is a 5 to 15 pound band from Clench Fitness, 41 inches long. And we're gonna grab it basically shoulder width apart with an underhand grip. And this is gonna be focused on getting those shoulder blade muscles engaged. So like the rear delts and the traps and the rhomboids. And we're gonna be pulling this apart, palms facing the ceiling. Make sure you got enough band between your hands so that you're not overstretching that band at the top here. And then what we're focused on, keeping our arms straight, and then we're gonna be rolling those shoulder blades back. So you're trying to pinch, like you're trying to pinch a hot dog between your shoulder blades, and really keeping those palms face towards the ceiling, good external rotation, big squeeze. We're gonna do 2 sets of 12 to 15 reps just to get rolling. After that, we're gonna jump into a lat stretch. Very simple. Grab yourself something sturdy to hang on to. And I usually like to reach overhead, maybe slightly above my nose. And then I'm just gonna kind of sit down into it, and I'm gonna pull back. And what we're focusing on here is stretching out this big lat muscle right here. And you'll feel it when you lean into this. So I kind of like lean off to the side and back, and that really stretches this lat muscle out. And you can kind of change the angle if you grab higher or lower so that you can feel it more into these muscles. Probably get about 30 to 60 second stretch for each side. And that'll really make sure that these back muscles are stretched out, got some blood in them, and ready to go. All right, first up, we are gonna do some seated rows. So all you need for this is a single 41-inch band, and we're gonna start light just so that you can get used to the form. And we're doing 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps. Seated rows are gonna be great for developing pulling power. We're gonna work the mid back and some of the lats. And it's great if you're sitting all day and stuff like that. It's really gonna help with your posture, and also, like I said, to build strength. So grab your band. We're gonna wrap it right around your feet. And I'd stay down towards the middle of your feet so that the band doesn't slip off. And then you wanna make sure that the band is nice and equal here. And then the exercise is very simple. So you're gonna just put your legs straight on the floor, keep your abs and core engaged here so that your back is nice and supported. And then we're basically just gonna be driving our elbows back, pulling with the elbows, and contracting it to get the elbows behind the spine, pulling those shoulder blades back. And you don't wanna roll and hunch your back. We wanna stay in that nice kind of vertical posture. Stretch those shoulder blades out. Exhale, pull it back, big squeeze, squeezing those shoulder blades together. And we're not shrugging it. Like, I don't want you shrugging your shoulders up, because that's gonna work more traps. We're trying to pull low and back. Exhale, big squeeze, let it down nice and slow. 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps. Next up, we're gonna do a single arm pull down. So this is very similar to those kind of pull down machines that you see in the gym, except we're gonna be using bands, and so you can do them at home or wherever you are. And you're going to need an anchor point. I'm using a wall anchor here, but you can also use a door anchor strap that you basically just pinch in the door and then loop your band over that. It'll work just as well. And then how to set this up, you're gonna grab a light band because we're gonna be folding it in half, so you're gonna get twice as much tension out of it. So we're gonna fold it in half, and then I'm using a Clench band handle here because it makes holding it very easy. I just hook one end of the band on each ear here, and now I have a nice handle to hold on to and do my pull downs. We're gonna do single arm here because that's gonna really help you kind of develop that mind muscle connection, and I'll show you what I mean here. So you're gonna get down on your knees. I'm using a pad, of course, something to kneel on that feels comfortable. And then you wanna make sure that your anchor point is high enough so that the band tension is pulling your arm and your shoulder blade into that fully extended position. And then to do the exercise, you're gonna get your core nice and tight, and then we're just gonna be focusing on driving this elbow down and back. Once again, we're gonna be trying to get behind our spine, and then we're also gonna be adducting our elbow. We're gonna be trying to squeeze that elbow kind of into our side so that we engage this big lat muscle down here in our side. So when we're pulling it down, nice and slow, big squeeze, get that elbow all the way back. This is where you should feel that full contraction in the lat. Then we're gonna let it up nice and slow. Nice stretch here, boom. Exhale on the way down, big squeeze, crank that elbow back. And we're doing 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps per side. So we do 8 to 12 reps on this side, switch hands, and then do the other side. And like I said, really focus on driving that mind muscle connection and feeling that lat contract and squeeze at the bottom of the rep. And then control it on the way up. Control that eccentric. Don't let it slingshot you all the way up. You wanna fight it on the way up. That's half of the rep. And that's how we do single arm pull downs. Next, we're gonna do some single arm rear delt flies. Now, as the name implies, this is an excellent exercise for your rear delts and your upper back muscles. And because we're doing the single arm version of this, it's also gonna get some core involved and some more back stabilization muscles, like the muscles that stabilize your spine. So if you've ever caught yourself slouching, this is the exercise for you. It's gonna help your posture. So to set this up, grab yourself a chest high anchor point, whether you're using a post or a wall anchor or a door anchor strap, it's all the same. And that 41-inch band, a nice light one, because this is gonna be another tough exercise, especially if you're gonna be a beginner. You want to be able to do this exercise and master the form before you start bumping up that resistance. So single anchor point, you're gonna hold this band, whether you grab it, I don't know, you can put your wrist around it or whatever. I like to just grab the band, have a little bit of the tail kind of sticking out here. And then you're gonna put that band straight out in front of you so that your arm and the band make a 90-degree angle. And then you're gonna set that tension so that you have some tension kind of pulling your arm across here. And then all you're gonna do is stabilize that core, keep your arm straight, and then focus on driving this around to the back as far as you can get it back, contracting that shoulder blade. We're not twisting here. I don't want you twisting at the spine, so you should keep your body and your spine facing straight forward. Do not twist. We are just pivoting the humerus bone around that shoulder joint. That's all we're pivoting, is at our shoulder here. Big squeeze at the top. You should feel it in that rear delt muscle on the back side of your shoulder. That's what's gonna start burning. That's what's gonna start getting lit up. Nice and slow and controlled. Exhale, big squeeze at the top. Let it down nice and slow. Get a nice big stretch at the bottom. And we're doing 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps per side. So you're gonna do 8 to 12 reps on this side, and then switch sides. You just face the other way. Mirror the exercise, do it on the opposite side, and that is 1 set. And we're gonna do that 3 times. Last exercise, we're gonna do some banded good mornings. Now, this is a hip hinge exercise that is gonna work your low back, your glutes, and your hamstrings, which are key muscles for overall back strength and injury prevention. Now, this is a challenging exercise, and it's gonna challenge not only your low back, but also your core because of how we place the band. So we wanna make sure we start out with a very light band so that we can get the form mastered. And then as you get better at it, I want you to kind of progress your way up. So I'm gonna start with just a red band here. And to get into this, make sure that the band isn't twisted at all. You wanna step basically on the band, shoulder width apart. And then we're gonna grab down here and bring this band up, and we're gonna bring it around our neck, the back side of our neck, and you wanna get that thing as low as possible. Like, I like to try to get that thing way down on my traps That way it'll sit nice and comfortably and it's not placing a lot of tension on my neck. And we're starting with a low tension band here, so it's not gonna be placing a bunch of tension up here. So you're gonna get a shoulder width stance, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna hinge at the hips. So that means the only joint that we're trying to bend at here is at the hips. And to do this properly, I wanna make sure you have your core engaged tight so that you're supporting your low back, because we're gonna be starting to place some stress on that low back and on those glutes and hamstrings. And you're gonna start by breaking at the hips, sticking your butt out behind you, and then you're gonna come down, keeping that back nice and flat, and you're gonna start to feel a big stretch in your hamstrings. I want you to go kind of as low as you can get, keeping your knees as straight as possible. I don't want them like super locked, but like 90% locked. And then you're gonna go all the way down as far as you can until you get it stretched in your hamstrings that is just so great that you do not wanna go any further, and you don't wanna risk rounding your back. You do not wanna become a hunchback in this exercise. So you wanna keep your back nice and flat, go down as far as you can before you start to round that back. So you're gonna get nice and low, sticking that butt out behind you, big hamstring stretch, and then nice and slow and controlled, exhale, thrusting those hips forward, standing back up, big glute squeeze at the top, and then we're repeating. Stick that butt out behind you. This one, it's not about speed, it's about control, getting a nice big stretch here, keeping that core in tight, exhale on the way up, big squeeze at the top with them glutes. Nice and controlled. We're doing 3 sets here of 8 to 12 reps, and you're gonna feel it, like I said, in your hamstrings, big stretch. You're gonna feel it in your glutes, and your low back is gonna start to get fatigued and lit up. So you wanna make sure that you're keeping that form throughout this exercise, and don't round that back. All right, that is it. A simple 4 exercise back workout that's going to build strength, help you with your posture, make life better when you're moving around just doing functional exercises. And the best part is you can do it with just a band. So whether you're at home, at the gym, no matter where you are, it will work just fine. And also, if you're like a true beginner just starting out, focus on the form first. Master the movements, feel the right muscles engaging, and then the resistance and the strength will kind of build and come with time. But you gotta hit that form first. So if you like this workout and you wanna see more beginner workouts like this, I'm gonna throw a couple of on-screen video links up. And also, if you wanna see more workouts, more beginner stuff like this, let us know in the comments. I'm really interested to hear kind of what you guys are looking for specifically. Furthermore, if you like this video, smash that like button. Also, if you need any of the bands or accessories shown today, head over to clenchfitness.com. We will hook you up, and thank you so much for watching.